Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm doing a powered cube on MTG Arena. I've been trying to wrap these up, but the one that I intended to be my last one ended up being a unceremonious 0-3. And then the one I did to try to rebound from that, I accidentally joined Best of One, which was the worst Magic experience I've had in years. And now I'm trying to end this on a good note, close out the season. A pretty weak pack one. Pyroglyph is a big beater. Fractured Identity is a pretty cool card. This card is worse than it used to be, but it's still good. Woodfall Primus is good with Flash, Reanimate, Natural Order, all those sort of things. I think I just want a big idiot. I'm going to take Pyroglyph. Urza, though. That one's exciting. Okay, Persist is a Reanimate. Urza... Oh, Chromox is here. Never mind. Sorry, Urza. Chromox is likely to go in any deck that I draft. Urza lends itself to a certain archetype, which also happens to be the archetype I ended up in most of my Arena Cube drafts this season. I'm going to take Chromox, especially if I end up in some aggressive red deck, which I'm not married to yet off of one pick, but if I end up in some aggressive red deck, I'll have random junk around to pitch. I won't miss it. Stock up Kellen, Sheoldred's Edict. Pretty weak pack all around. I'm not trying to force Boros or anything, which is what Cathar Commando would indicate. What even is this? Split Skin Doll. When this enters, draw a card, then discard a card unless you control another creature with power 2 or less. Alright, that card does not seem very good. Sheoldred's Edict being efficient removal, I think, is the best thing here. Various Jackal Pups in the form of Kellen. Those stock-up's really good. Would I rather have a removal spell or card advantage spell? Would I rather be Rakdos or Is It? I think stock up is just way better. I gotta take it. Okay, here is Intrepid Adversary, a Demi of the Silk Shoots, who certainly that is not the real name of that card. Oh, is this just Spider-Man? Yeah, this is just classic regular Spider-Man. 2 mana 3/2, Flash can fly sometimes, and you could sack it to protect your squad. Luminarch Aspirant, escalating power and toughness on curve or off curve. Of Bones I like. Not more than Aspirant, though. Alright, I'm going for it. Flame Slash, Fire Blast, Touch the Spirit Realm, Sunbaked Canyon. Flame Slash, just efficient removal. Though Prof's Memory, I don't really want to be Jeskai aggro. That doesn't seem like it's a real thing. I'm going to take Flame Slash. Clearing the way for attackers to get through. Gideon is kind of slow, but it is stable. Lutri, though. Guaranteed to be my companion due to the rules of the format. Hellrider. Ride or die, let's go. Alright, big red dumbasses coming through. Right, none of these cards look very good for me. Phantasmal Image. I have as many blue cards as I have white cards here. Xander's Lounge. I don't really want to tap land in a deck like this at all. I mean, Wrath of God, the old aggressive creature deck with Wrath of God in it. If I pair into a more aggressive creature deck, that could be good. Alright, I'm going to put Wrath in my sideboard. Carnage Interpreter came back around. This is another big red dumbass. Sentinel in the Nameless City is also a big dumbass, if we're in the big dumbass business, and didn't actually see that many white cards this pack. I think I'd rather just keep my options open with another potentially mono red card. Questing Beast and Sentinels in the Nameless City going around. Virtue of Loyalty. It's a moderate way to spend 2 mana early and a pretty good way to spend 5 mana late. I could take Chromatic Star. That's good with cards like Gut Truesoul Zealot and Broadside Bombardiers, which are some of the better cards I could find. I guess here I'll put Haywire Might in my sideboard. It's a creature. I could cast it. Okay. This pack makes me think that maybe the packs were just kind of weak for white, because there were 3 white cards in this pack the first time we saw it, and then I took one of them and the other 2 came back around. Sunbaked Canyon also going this late. I'm not playing Crabomination. I guess there's some world where maybe I end up on a green splash for Sirach. Green does appear to be open. Alright, I love Generous Plunderer. I like Comet Stellar Pup. Figure of Destiny, Generous Plunderer are cards I would be happy to get back on the wheel. I think Comet is the most powerful card here. I will take it. Elite Spellbinder, Skyclave Apparition, 2 bangers. Windswept Heath is a white fetch land. I think I want Skyclave Apparition between these options. Thoughtseize and Reanimate, just excellent cards. I'd be happy to get back Spellbinder or Nova Hellkite. Even Get Lost is fine. And obviously Windswept Teeth I'd be happy to see, which on Magic Online those don't come back around, but on Arena I found that they do. A Deathbreeder Champ. This kills people. Carl, that kills people. Draconautics Engineer. I don't want to have that much mana laying around. Elspeth is a nice top end, but I already have nice top end. And Deathbreeder Champion, technically also top end. From this pack, I'd be happy to get back Draconautic Engineer, Dismember, Elspeth, or Inspiring Vantage. I could even actually just take the Dismember. Yeah, I think between these 4 things, Dismember is actually the better pick, because I'll get one of those other things back, and they're pretty interchangeable. Laelia, I love. Path to Exile is good too, but I just took that Dismember as a discipline pick to get some removal in my deck, and now I'm going to take Laelia. I do think Laelia is better than all the cards I just passed to get Dismember, and I also think Dismember is better than Path to Exile in my deck, so that worked out pretty well. Goldspan Dragon, Overlord of the Boiler Bilges, Gut, True Soul Zealot. I took Chromatic Star just in case she showed up. Love this card. I would be happy to get back Overlord, Evora, Goldspan Dragon, or Pyrite Spellbomb from this pack. Adeline, Karizev, Lightstall Inquisitor. I think it's Karizev. This is a bunch of extra material. The Ragavan, you can stack the triggers so you can turn Ragavan into a spooky skeleton every combat. Yeah, Karizev. 2 is a place on my curve. I would like some action. Ugly removal spell, shitty creature, or shitty mana ramp. 3 kind of moderate things, all of which I would be happy for my deck to do some of. I guess I'll take the removal spell. When in doubt, take interaction. Glimmer Lens is really the only card in this pack I would consider. Bomat Courier, Figure of Destiny came back around. Figure versus Bomat Courier. I think I'd rather have Figure. I don't plan on Tribal Flames being better than 2. Spellbinder and Hellkite came back. I like Spellbinder better. That does... Oh yeah, look at this shit. Well, my deck is open. Would I have a tap dual land, a 2-drop? I think Deathbreeder Champion as top end. I think it's better top end than Elspeth, at least in what I've got going on here, and it's better than those other cards. Hired Claw, I'll put it in my deck. Goldspan Dragon versus Pirate Spellbomb, more top end versus more low drops that also turn on Gut. I think 5 drops are pretty replaceable. And then 2 cards from my deck both came back. Swift Spear versus Inquisitor. Yeah, that's close, but ended up with the Swift Spear. Well, here's a Johnny who, according to 17 lands data, is the best card in the cube. But also Ragavan, 2 dual lands, including Proper Plateau. I think I'll get at least one of these back, and I'm happy with either. Fable, Ragavan, a Johnny, all cards I'm stoked for. Mother of Runes, also fine. I would like to just take this back and be done drafting, please. Cashing in my 1 time. Alright, I'm going to take a Johnny. Normally I would take Ragavan here, but I am interested because the 17 lands data that's flowing in from the arena drafts, that's not something we get from MTGO, and it's cool to make data-driven decisions when things are close. Swords to Plowshares, just one of the best cards there is. I want this Fiery Confluence back, and based on how the draft has gone, I think I'm going to get it, but I will take the Plow first. If I don't get Confluence back, Bombardment, Prismatic Ending are fine too. Quarry Steel Cutter is really the only card for me here. I will take it. I also have to keep in mind I have this Lutri as a companion, and currently Flame Slash and Swords to Plowshares I can copy with it. Mana Tithe is fun. Arena of Glory is probably just way better. Yeah, Voldaren Epicure, good chance that wheels back to me. I'm taking Arena. Good chance Arena would wheel back to me too in this pod, but I'm going to take the card that I definitely want. Trusty old Chain Lightning. I hate to see a Shieldred go that I'm nowhere near taking, because that card's great. Sanguine Evangelist. This is a lot of stats, but I'm going to take Chain Lightning. I don't have any just to the face burn spells yet, and I just mentioned that Lutri is not particularly well supported right now. Phyrexian Revoker or Oust. I don't want to put Oust in my deck at all. Phyrexian Revoker, I don't want to put in my deck either. But I guess between the two, I'm more likely to play Revoker. Goblin Rabble Daddy and Lion Sash. Rabble Master is just another way to spend 3 mana, and it enables Gut. Cosmogrand Zenith, Spirebluff Canal, Enlightened Tutor gets Phyrexian Revoker, Chromatic Star, Chromox. That doesn't sound good enough. Glimmerlens, no thanks. Yeah, I guess it's Cosmogrand Zenith, but I don't think I'm going to play this card. Plateau came back. Do I value that over Mother of Runes? I think I do. I have a lot to do on 1 mana. I will just take the dual land. Goblin Bombardment came back. There was nothing here for me the first time around, and that's still true. I'm not going to play any of these cards. I'll put Emrakul in my sideboard. If anyone was expecting that back, eat shit. Mana Tithe versus Epicure. I'm going to take Epicure. The 1-drop, the guaranteed damage. I like all of those things more than I like the speculation of, what if I catch someone on curve with Mana Tithe? All right, here we go. After a season of dirtily blue decks, I have Big Boros checking in. I'm not convinced Swiftspear is actually good. I don't have a lot of spells. It's pretty low impact. Hired Claw, I actually like way better. Epicure, Figure. I got a lot of good 1-drops. I do not need 17 lands in this deck. It has low curve, and I have Chrome Mox. As predicted, the Phyrexian Revoker getting cut. Carnage Interpreter is mid. I have a lot of good 3-drops here, and if I'm trying to set up a Pyrogoy for a Hellrider or something big, I don't really want to be discarding my hand. Glimmerlens can also be mid. I'm looking for cuts. Pirate Spellbomb's also mid, but it is burn and it sets up Gut. Maybe I'll cut this March of Otherworldly Light. I have Flame Slash, Chain Lightning, Swords to Plowshares, Pirate Spellbomb. Chromatic Star is the obvious cut that's still sitting there, but that's material for Pyrogoyf, material for Gut. It can color fix in situations where that matters, like in the case of Skyclave Apparition. That could come up. 15 lands plus Chromox. Am I happy with that? I'm tempting fate, but I think I like it. Let's do it. It's Boros time. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the draw in round 1 with a super reactive hand, but it is full of lands. I am going to keep this. I registered a 15-land deck, and I have this hand that has multiple removal spells in it, which is good considering my opponent had turn 1 Ocelot Pride. Into a Johnny, okay. Well, Pirate Spellbomb immediately earning its lunch. Play that. 2 damage to a Johnny immediately. Okay, we're in the mirror match. Hey, that's that card I have. So they could kick my Spellbinder out just to break up my curve, or they could kick my Pyrogoyf out as the big stabilizing 2-for-1 in the deck. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. Spellbinder. I'm going to bind Thalia out of here. Oh, Thalia plus Staff is nasty. How can I do this? It's bad regardless. I guess I'll take Thalia. Yeah, Thalia Blinking Staff, cranking out a 1/1 and resetting the staff draw card every turn. Bad news bears. I am going to absorb damage wherever I can here. I'm the control deck on the draw in this mirror where they've curved out. Got Trucial Zealot. All right, well, I'll play Gut and Chromatic Star. Normally you want to play Gut and attack at the same time and put them under the gun, but I don't have the ability to do that. So I'm just going to bank the goods and get moving. Staff of the Storyteller. They can draw a card, blink Staff, make another 1/1, reset the Staff. I'm pretty jealous of their deck. They seem to have better aggressive creatures than me and a better late game engine than me. Oh, they flickered out Gut. Do they have Containment Priest? Why would they do that? All right, deal. I'm going to attack and sacrifice Chromatic Star, which draws me a card and makes me a Spooky Skeleton. I hope it draws a card that does anything. All right, we love a second main phase Rabblemaster, but still playing it. I'm happy to see Rabblemaster alongside Gut. Oh, okay, Reprieve. Sure. Pyroglyph is 4/5. That can break up this board next turn. They're going to blink out my skeleton. I'm at 7. It's not very much. And Quarry Steel Cutter. Interesting. I think I have to defeat this Velia, or I'm not playing the game at all. And you may sacrifice. All right, I'm going to attack with Gut, and I'm not going to sacrifice. And I actually feel like I'm very close here. It depends on how good the cards in their hand are. If they just burn me out or hit me with some giant haste creature, it's probably over, but they are pretty effed up next turn if they just like play out some blocker and pass here. They'll land, and they've activated the arena. What's coming my way? How many? Do you have 2 haste creatures or 1? Fury, that's disgusting. Well, the good news is that doesn't kill my Pyroglyph, and I am happy to just block this Fury that would otherwise kill me. I'm at 4, not very good. I can cast my whole hand. I'm going to play Quarry Steel Cutter, Goblin Rabblemaster, who will trigger Quarry Steel Cutter, Hired Claw, move to combat. I have to leave some blockers back. All right, so I have 2, 3, 4, 5. I could make this 8 damage straight upstairs. Oh, Gut is a goblin. That's funny. So she actually has to attack. You have a flyer. I think I'm actually going to leave the monk back for a turn and sacrifice the Quarry Steel Cutter to Gut to get extra damage through. All right, here we go. This is the last turn of the game, one way or another. Adeline, I don't think that matters. Smuggler's Copter, I don't think that matters. Okay, and then nothing, and then we drew the from downtown, the big Bangarino, Death Greeter Champion. I'm going to cast this with dash, so it is a 2/1 double strike on this board, in addition to giving double strike to probably this menace creature. All right, dash this, double strike to this menace homie. Yeah, okay. Keeping that reactive removal hand. Well, remember when I took that Wrath of God, just in case we were on the draw against a Fatster deck? Well, here we go. Wrath of God's in. Oh shit, I forgot to assign Lutri as my companion. That's embarrassing. I guess I will do that now. The old no Lutri game 1, Lutri game 2. I hope I'm allowed to change my deck between games. Cosmic Grand Zenith. 2/4 is pretty big. Is there anything that I think is worse? I gotta cut something for this Wrath of God. Probably Hired Claw. I'm not really trying to curve out when I'm on the draw in the mirror as much as turtle up. Quarry Steel Cutter had a moment, but I could also see Cosmic Grand Zenith being better and asking the same thing of my deck. All right, here we go. Suddenly Lutri revealed. I had 2 copies of a card in my main deck. I boarded one of them out. Ugh, gotta mulligan this. I don't think Figure of Destiny with no follow-up's going to do it. Keep 6. Here we go. And I believe Chromatic Star goes to the bottom. Everything else has a specific purpose in life, and that one doesn't. Okay, they started on a tap land. That's great news. Removal spell online. Generous Plunderer. I'm just going to blast the Plunderer. I don't want that to start ramping and doing stuff. The question is, do I want to pitch Comet to get Karizev into play? And I think the answer is a resounding no. I'm more likely to pitch Karizev to get Comet into play. Enduring Innocence, okay. All right, Karizev, you're out of here. Play Comet, hope it does something useful. I don't know what it does. Nobody does. That's the fun of Comet. I rolled a 5. What's that one? Is that deal damage? Okay, so pick off Enduring Innocence. It becomes enchantment mode. I don't have double white for this Wrath of God, but I'm hoping that resolves itself. Chandra TOD. This is probably going to deal 2 damage to me. They exiled a Plains and dealt 2 damage to me. Cosmo Grand Zenith. Hey, there's that thing I said probably would never happen. I'm going to activate Comet first. 5. So this can deal 3 damage to creature or player. It can't hit Chandra? That sucks ass. Comet sucks. Okay. Cosmo Grand Zenith. And Chain Lightning targeting Chandra. And I'm going to make 2 humans. I was really hoping to put some +1 counters on squirrels and light up my opponent's face. Flame Slash. You got it. Galvanic Blast. Killing Comet. Okay. I guess he killed one thing and then got a card out of their hand. Dealing 3 to their face I don't value at all. Okay. Luminarch Aspirant finishes off Chandra. Unless they have a removal spell, which they appear to. Yes, indeed. There's a Braid. All attack Chandra. Chandra gets to draw an extra card this turn. I hope they just whiff and hit a land. Uh-oh, that looked really good. Smith, shit. That's the opposite. That is a game-breaking Planeswalker who also draws a card when they activate it because of Enduring Innocence. All right. That was the turn I needed to fade or do something good, and I did none of the above. Rabble Master. All attack Chandra. All right, I don't like my spot, but game on. They made their friends and drew a card. Chandra also drew a card. That was that Lightning Helix. Jesus, all right. Can never win. Their top end is much better than mine. Intrepid Adversary, who I cannot kick. All right, you got it. Maybe I do need to get low against this deck. I boarded out 1-drops in favor of reactive spells, but seeing what they've got there. Though that game could have been completely different with just a different Comet roll. Don't know how I'm supposed to read that. Rexan Revoker. We did see multiple Planeswalkers that matter. Is that better than anything I'm playing? Maybe Goblin Bombardment? And this is at least a creature. This Glimmer Lens is calling to me like the Green Goblin Mask. Just being able to draw another card matters so much. Maybe this Chromatic Star doesn't make the most sense. I know why it's in my deck, but what did I just click on? I just removed something from my deck by accident. Come on, Arena. I want my Death Greeter champion in the deck. I guess Chromatic Star out, Glimmer Lens in is fine. I think I'd rather have Glimmer Lens than Corey Steelcutter. All right, let's go. I'm on the play. Keep. I've got a curve, and I play a low land count. 1/3 of the lands in my deck are in my opening hand. Okay, the way that their Arena passed their turn, I'm pretty sure they have an instant. This is just going to get bolted immediately. All right, they might have something like Burst Lightning. That doesn't kill Carry Zev. Flame Slash, that works. All right, well, drawing 2 lands after having 1/3 of my lands in my opening hand. That can happen. Arena of Glory. Smuggler's Copter. Jesus Christ deck. Truly outrageous. Do I want to take out this Copter? Yeah, I think I just want to be on board. I feel like they have a shock that could kill this Apparition and give them a 2/2. But I don't really want to be just Smuggles Coptered out of here. Yep, there it is. There's the shock. All right, that Wrath of God I boarded in would be nice. I understand I kept a 5-lander, but come on. Settle down. All right, I'm taking a million in combat here. I could have played Lutri out as a blocker. And on my turn, I would have to main phase it. But I'm kind of hoping that something else materializes. All right, I will cast Hellrider as a blocker. Just as Garfield intended. Yeah, my opponent has missed their last several land drops, which means their hand is all spells right now. Taking another 5. Luminarch Aspirant, you love to see it. I will dump out Lutri and dump out Aspirant. Too late to play around anything. Put a counter on Aspirant. Shocked in their 4th land, that's bad news. Arena of Glory is active. It doesn't take much to just bury me in the ground from here. We know their hand is 5 spells. And I can barely beat the things that are on the board already without those 5 spells even being accounted for. And they're making a haste creature. Maybe even 2 haste creatures. Galvanic Discharge. Okay. Not a creature. And Adeline with haste. That's going to hit pretty hard. Is this lethal? Hell yeah, it is. All right, GG. Hold on. I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's lethal both ways. All right, even top decking the Wrath of God. Oh wait, what did I miscount? All right, that's not enough. GG's. Yeah, I mean, I kept a 5-lander, but then I drew another 5 lands. Tough one. On to the next round. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there. I'm on the play in round 2. I'm going to mulligan this one lander. Uh-oh. Remember when I drew 10 lands last round? Alright, I guess I have to keep this 5. I will put Hell Rider and I think Figure of Destiny, though I can actually cast Figure of Destiny. Alright, Hired Claw to the bottom. Chromatic Star Pass. Gonna try to hit that second land drop by hook or by crook. This is what I get for leaving stock up in the sideboard. Who wants agency in their games? Alright, I'm gonna sack this for a red and cast Carry Zev. I drew the land, which is good. But if I can play a different land. Right, Carry Zev's involved. I am playing on mono white here, which is a 2/2 Figure of Destiny next turn if nothing else materializes. Alright, 2 green lands. Exploration. Please don't strip mine me. Tap. Okay. So we're against some sort of multicolored dirtle pile. Utopia Sprawl. Oh yeah. They're gaming. Well, I drew a good one. I'll play Goblin Bombardment. When does Ragavan die? Exiles at the end of combat. Okay. 1/2, 1/2. What the fuck? Come on, Arena. Alright. Well, my opponents should be 1 life less. I hope they stabilize and kill me at 1. I guess I need to put full control on because it's too much to ask to get priority when you're supposed to have it in a game of Magic on this bullshit platform. Oh, can you tell I feel good right now? Alright, so my opponent can fetch a million times, but just decided to play a swamp out of their hand instead. Alright, what do we got? Where are we going? Sentinel and Nameless City. Okay, a 3/4. I don't think I can ever beat a 3/4. I can beat a 3/4. Good news, everyone. Flame Slash. And then I will turn on full control and go to combat. Blocking Ragavan. 1 to you. Level up Figure and pass. Okay, they have multiple Fabled Passages. They can flush all the basic lands out of their deck pretty reliably over the next few turns. Chase the Mind Sculptor. Okay. That one's going to be tough to beat. Okay, you're Fate Sealing yourself. Interesting. Put it to the top. Swamp from hand. Talisman of Resilience. Okay, so they have this map, and they know what's on top of the deck if they want to map with it. I'll go to my turn. I can just attack Jace with everything. Attack Jace with everybody. Okay, they're blocking Ragavan, which means I'm going to level up Figure of Destiny, which can kill Jace, and they have no cards in their hand. So I know this is going to work. And I'll deal an extra damage to your face, sacking the Ragavan that you're blocking. Okay, pretty good turn, but my opponent does have a card that they want on top of the deck, and they still have access to Ramming Out plus Fetch Land to keep shredding. They're 3/4 of the way to Delirium for Shifting Woodland. If they just like turn that into Jace and activate it once a turn. Apparently Explorer was good enough to keep on top with Jace last turn. That does give them an extra land, so they can fetch 2 more times this turn. If they have enough basics to do that. Right, there was still a swamp. Another fetch. Another island. The 3rd fetch. Here we go. Another island. What's that last card in your hand? Is it a banger? Brainstorm. Okay. I normally play that when I still have a fetch land available. But it's your life to live. This does give them Delirium for Shifting Woodland. The good news for them is like any remotely useful thing is good here. Okay, Unearth gets another map, and it gets them a huge body. They could map twice here. They also still have Shifting Woodland available. Instant Sorcery, Land, Planeswalker. They could just shift Woodland into Jace, bounce one of my creatures past the turn. They can also map twice and then still do that. Map onto Sentinel, resolves, swamp to the hand. That's good news. I'm definitely not doing it very well if that thing has 5 toughness. At 4, I can tangle with it with Figure. Please be a land. Uh-oh, Rex Sage, which can also blow up my Goblin Bombardment. Bad news, squad. Carry Zev also completely outclassed here. Okay, I don't mind the land. I'm going to Epicure, ping you for 1, and then put Lutri in my hand. Is Lutri even good? Not really, but it's better than anything else that's going on. It would cost me triple red to get this Chain Lightning doubling. Well, I know what they're drawing next turn. It's Exploration, or it's Reclamation Sage. Exploration Sage. That's definitely what that card's called. Fable from the bin, or Fabled Passage from the bin. I cannot afford to fling any of my creatures. Goblin Bombardment's going to have to go. Johnny, I hardly knew you. Fabled Passage, going nuts. Still got swamps to fetch. Okay, they did not fetch even though they were allowed to. That makes me think that they're out. Gut Trucial Zealot, insane draw here. I'm going to attack with Epicure and sacrifice the Epicure into a Spooky Skeleton. I can save this blood token. All right, attack with this. Sacrifice this. The skeleton has Menace, so they'll probably double block here, and I can at least kill Reclamation Sage on the way out. I hope they never notice that they have Shifting Woodland that can turn into Jace every turn. Okay, they're giving me Ramunap Excavator. I'll take it. Okay, Excavator's gone, which means all those lands tricks are less tricky. Deathrite Shaman. Okay, it's my turn. I could loot away Lutri with the blood. Uh-oh, a 7-8. A 7-8. We've got a plan. The game is winnable. Hieroglyph. Kill Sentinels in the Nameless City with my 7-8 creature. And then I'm going to attack with Karizev and Figure. I'm going to sack Ragavan into a skeleton. Come on. No, you wouldn't do this to me, Arena. Jesus Christ. All right. Well, I'll sack the blood token because it didn't give me Ragavan in time. I guess I have to full control everything. Ugh, this platform sucks. It looks like Magic the Gathering. It smells like Magic the Gathering, but it is not. It certainly is not. It's barely even close. Best of 1. What even is that shit? Okay, they didn't block at all. They could have turned Shifting Woodland into Sentinels in the Nameless City and blocked Karizev at least. All right. The good news is my opponent's making up for Arena trying to hold me back. Deathrite exiled my Flame Slash. I'm at 18. You got me. Okay, cool. All right. I got to use that control button more often. Noted. I'm playing against lands, so Graveyard Hate matters, killing high toughness creatures matters. That sounds like a job for March of Otherworldly Light. Cosmic Grand Zenith can help me go wide and tall. Skyclave Apparition, Dismember, these are already in. Deathgreeter Champion, Gut, Rabblemaster, Lelia. Yeah, my 3s are all great. Goblin Bombardment had a moment, but maybe that card's not actually good. I got excited because I had the Ajani as well, but Bombardment's pretty mid without specifically that combo going on. I don't think I have room for that Cosmo Grand Zenith. I'd have to cut a 3 or a 4 to make room for that, and my 3s and 4s are all good. I don't want to make my curve any chunkier. All right, let's go. That was the game where I mulled a 5 and it was a 1-lander. Got away with 1. Another 1-lander. Gonna mulligan again. All right, let's party. I'm gonna keep this and bottom... Is it Plains? Or is it Mountain? I'm keeping all the non-basics. I think it's Plains. I have more red 1-drops. Though the Plateau should make that pretty irrel. Keep 6, bottom Plains. Tapped Hedge Maze. Opponent also mulled a 6. I drew a Mountain. Play Mountain and pass. Opponent's got Bug Mana. Saltai Clan. What's up? Johnny. Are we getting counterspelled 1 for 1? All right, 2 for 1, locked. Okay, Arena was passing like they had options there, and then they didn't do anything. Okay, Brainstorm would account for that. JVP. I will slash that with Flames. No card selection allowed. Attack, and then I'm ready to Comet next turn. It Fabled Passage, land number 4, right on time. Got the shuffle to clear some of those Brainstorm cards. And dig through time. Early and often. Nice. Yeah. Fetch lands and cantrips will do that. Well, this is a reload, but they had to tap out to do it. Unless they have Daze or a Force, I am going to get to resolve Comet here. Pew pew. Or woof woof, whatever Comet says. Please be a good ability. A 2. I get some squirrels. I'll take them. Bang, 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 bang. Eternal Witness. Getting back dig through time. Sure. Got True Soul Zealot. Can sack the cat, which flips a Johnny, and this is a red permanent. I'm feeling good. Let's see what Comet wants to do. I get back Flame Slash. That's pretty good. Okay. Flame Slash the Eternal Witness. And then I'm going to use Arena to give Gut haste. And then all attack. I'm going to sack the cat to flip a Johnny. I will take the action. And this should defeat my opponent. Make a cat, deal 5 to you. Alright, ran over a dirtily bug something or other deck with my Boros deck. I've been on the other side of that for most of this. On to the last round. We're a few rounds into the video. If you're still here and having fun, remember to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, use code BOSH for 5% off your order at toamagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the play in the final round. I am going to keep my 7. I've got a turn 3 Comet, if nothing else. Exploration. We just beat one of those. Mistress Bobble. Storm is 2. Opponent's going nuts over there. Who are you bobbling? Bobbling yourself with the fetch land. Sick move. If they like it, they don't fetch. If they don't like it, they fetch. It's kind of like build your own scry one. Ketria Triome draws a card. And I will pass the turn. Kind of wish I was on board, but not taking too many risks. Oh, my opponent has Fast Bond and Ancestral Recall in their deck. They got a real vintage deck. Luckily, they just milled past the Ancestral and didn't take the Fast Bond. Okay, they are representing a counterspell here, unfortunately. I would love to slam Comet. I think I'm going to go for Karizev. If they have a mana leak or something, I want to see it used. Now there's at least something in play they have to respond to, and then hopefully I can use that window to do what I really want to do, which is Comet. They still Explorer. Holy moly. Okay. Fetch land from the graveyard, mill yourself for 1, hits, mana confluence. You got a crazy self-mill strategy going on over there. Field of the Dead is going to be on before we even know it. Mana confluence, mills, Noble Hierarch. They've still got stuff to do. Here's the fetch. Oh, they still have a land drop because they have Exploration and Ice still going. Oh, they fetched another basic forest. That's lucky for me. That sets back Field of the Dead by a whole round of development. Okay, I probably have to Flame Slash this Ice Still Explorer. Yeah, that game was not going very far if I didn't do that. It still might not be because Field of the Dead could activate in short order. They have 5 different land names, 6 different lands. Uro. This could be 7 lands. I don't think I could beat Uro either. I can't beat Fiddle of the Dead or Uro. Good news. Look at all these cards in the graveyard. Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, this is like the real version of the deck we played against last round, which was not doing what it needed to. Multiversal Passage as a swamp. Makes a Zombo. Uro. Still have a land drop. And they can't quite Uro here. They could have if they played the passage on tap. That's interesting. All right, I'm going to play Comet and just hope to hell that it works and does positive things. Mystic Confluence. Okay, so playing around a 2-mana counterspell, getting blown out by a 5-mana one. I probably deserve that. All right, I got to get low against this deck and really pummel them. What does that mean for my sideboard plan? Glimmer Lens in over what? They did have the Ice Still Explorer, but I have Swords to Plowshares and Flame Slash to push through that. I'm going to cut a reactive spell for a proactive one. I could get this Swift Spear in. What would I cut? No, I think I like that. Okay. I have a 1-drop, and I can do stuff. I'm playing around Wasteland with my Mountain over Plateau. And Figure of Destiny rules so hard. Just this card, the existence of this card, the art on this card, the story of this card. Masterpiece. Fast Bond. All right, well, how dead am I? Multiversal Passage. Birds of Paradise. So they took a damage, took a damage, took 2 damage, took a damage. They're doing a lot of damage to themselves, but if they get to have turn 4 while I'm busy on turn 2, that mostly doesn't matter. I'm going to attack with Figure, then play Karizev. I have Steel Cutter plus Flame Slash next turn. If their follow-up is like some big butted creature, I can kill it and trigger Steel Cutter. Island, that one doesn't cost life. 3 cards left in hand. 2 cards left in hand. Swamp in play. This is Mystic Confluence mana. Alright, I'm going to lead on Corey Steel Cutter. Is that one good enough to Mystic Confluence? Woof. Alright, so bounce a creature, counter my spell, draw a card. I think leveling up this Kithkin for damage is worth more than killing the Birds of Paradise when they already have this much mana in play. I still Explorer, glad I didn't kill the bird. Milled, Wooded Foothills. So they can fetch their whole deck here if they're willing to spend 2 life per. Like the fetch and the pay a life for mana bond. Dark Depths, scary. Right, Milled, Noble Hierarch, they're down to 9. Fetch down to 8. Forest, Mills, Torsten. Zenith for 3. Uh-oh. Okay, this is the last card that they had. What does this do? Uro. Okay, that's some life and something good to do next turn. Hit Wasteland. Jeez, that actually matters. Matters a little. All right, it doesn't matter that much. Never mind. I mean, it sucks, but it could be worse. Okay, you're at 10. Uro is going to kill me next turn. Wasteland puts you to 9. Milled Ramanap. Fetch. Can they fetch their way to Uro this turn? Like, are there enough blue dual lands over there for that? Doesn't seem like it. Alright, Flame Slash the Ice Till. We're doing that. And then give Karizev haste. Try to cheese over this finish line. Right, this is 5, put you to 3. Uro puts you back to 6. Goblin Bombardment, not quite going to be enough here. Ooh, fetch to 2 is bold. Okay, Ketria Triome. Every damage matters here. I have to just cheese ball them out with Goblin Bombardment somehow. Yeah, Uro's in. Exiled the fetch land. Put in Strip Mine. Jeez. They got the deck here. I am not going to be able to beat them with 1 mana. And Field of the Dead last card in hand. Yeah, we got an oops in the chat. Oops is right. Bye, Karumba. Alright, so what do I have to do? I have to top deck a land, and then I still lose. Alright, I cannot possibly win this game. That was sick. GG's. Okay, not the result we were hoping for, obviously. My deck looks okay. I have some acceleration, I have a curve. I might have built the mana wrong. I might have kept hands that were sketch. I'm willing to accept all that. I'm also willing to accept that I really hate playing on Arena, and this will be the last Arena Cube draft I do this time around. I'm sure they'll do this again in the future. It seems massively popular. But I miss playing Magic the Gathering and not whatever this is that vaguely looks like it. Thanks for watching, everyone. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon. Check out the normal constructed Magic that I play instead of this cube stuff on Magic Online, where I prefer to play Magic. I'll see you next time.